The quote of today is simplify. And I just want to say that there is power in a simplified life. Simplicity is everything. Okay, so let's simplify the following algebraic fraction. Now, you have to carefully check what are your bases. The smallest base that you have, in this case, is 2. So now we're going to take 16. Now 16 has two options that you can basically change the bases to. You can change it to the base of 2 or the base of 4. But obviously we're going to go for the base of 2. So 16 can be written as 2 to the power of 4. Remember, 16 has an exponent as well. So you don't forget to write that down. Okay. And then times, then you take 3. Now we have a power to a power, so we have to multiply out the exponents. So it's 2 times 4, which gives me 8. And then here at the bottom, we see we have the same bases. We multiply the bases, and then we add the exponents. So that gives me 2 to the power of 12. Then 81 can also be written in two ways. It can be written as 3 to the power of 4 or 9 to the power of 2. So there are two ways that you can write it. So now we're obviously going to choose 3 to the power of 4 because there is a 3 base on top in the numerator. Right, so let's simplify further. Then 2 to the power of 4 to the power of 2. So we multiply that out. That gives me 2 to the power of 8 times 3 to the power of 8. That stays the same. Everything else would still stay the same. Times 3 to the power of 4. We're going to divide. So we know that if you divide the same bases, you subtract the exponent. So it's 8 minus 12. And then you're going to say 8, we're dividing. So 8 minus 4. So that gives me 2 to the power of negative 4 times 3 to the power of 4. And so now that gives me 1 over 16 times 81. Now we have a positive exponent and a negative exponent, so we can write it 81 over 16. And there we go. Done and dusted. Let's go on to the second one. On to the next one. So now here we can see we have a 9 base and a 12 base. So we're going to change it to smaller bases. It's going to be, so we have a power to a power. We know that we need to multiply. So it's going to be 2 to the power of 4x times 9 can be written as 3 to the power of 2. It's going to be written as 3 to the power of 2 to the power of x over 12 can be written with two bases. So it's going to be 4 and 3 to the power of 2x. Right. We keep the 2 to the power of 4x the same, and we simplify 3 to the power of 2x, 2 to the power of x. So it's going to be 3 to the power of 2x. There we go. Over, now 4 can be written as a base 2. It has to be written as a smaller base because we have a 2 on top in our numerator. It's going to be 2 to the power of 2 times 3 to the power of 2x. I know this is slow, but we have to also compensate to make all the steps correctly and fill it in as it needs to be done. So you can see what happens, right? So that's the compensation. So it's going to be 2 to the power of 2 times 2x. It's going to give me 4x. Yeah. And then the 3 has an exponent 1. And so it's going to be 3 to the power of 2x. 1 times 2x gives me 2x. Right. And then we're going to divide. So we're going to subtract our exponents. So it's going to be 2 to the power of 4x minus 4x times 3 to the power of 2x minus 2x. There we go. And so we know that 4x minus 4x gives me 0. And then 2x minus 2x gives me 0. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. There we go. Done and dusted. Right, so we have 2 as a base. We're going to make everything the 2 base. That 16 is written as 2 to the power 4, x minus 1. Now you have to be very careful what we're going to do next. So it'll be 4x times 2 to the power of 5. So 32 can be written as 2 to the power 5. Right, so please watch this carefully. Most students only multiply the 2 with the x and not with the negative 1. So please be careful when you attempt this step. It's going to be 4 times x, it's 4x, and 4 times 1 is 4, right? So it's 2 to the power 4x minus 4 on top, and at the bottom we simplify the same basis and you add the exponents, and that's what we have there. So when we divide, please pay careful attention here. It's going to be 4x minus 4. Now because you have 2 terms at the bottom, we are dividing and subtracting the exponents, but because you have 2 terms at the bottom, we have to use a bracket because of the 2 terms there. And so we multiply the negative with the 2 terms in the bracket, so it's going to be 2 to the power of 4x minus 4 minus 4x minus 5. You see there where the minuses come from? From multiplying out the negative there in front. You cancel out the 4x and 4x. That gives me 2 to the power of negative 9. That also gives me 1 over 2 to the power of 9 as a positive exponent. And it can also be written as 1 over 512. And there we go. Done. Right, on to the next one. Now you see the numbers won't align because this is snippets from a textbook. Yeah, Mind Action textbook. So we want the basis all to be 5. So 25 can be written as 5 to the power of 2. And then to the power of x minus 1. Don't forget the exponents. Always write it down. And then you get 5 as a denominator. And then you can write 125 is 5 to the power of 3. And so now we're going to multiply out the exponents because it's a power to another power. Right, so it's going to be 5x, 5 to the power of x, times 5 to the power of 2x minus 2. Don't forget this step. If there's 2 terms as an exponent, you multiply it with both. That gives me 5 to the power of 3x. And so now we're going to simplify the top part and the bottom part. And then we'll divide. So it's going to be 3x. X is a 1 in front of the x. That gives me 3x. 1 plus 2. And then the minus 2 stays the same. At the bottom we have 3x plus 1 as an exponent, because we're adding exponents. So now we're going to have 3x minus 2. And don't forget you have 2 terms at the bottom. So you put it in a bracket. 3x plus 1. And now we multiply out the negative signs. So it's going to give me 5 to the power of 3x minus 2 minus 3x minus 1. You cancel out. Remember that steps, you have to multiply out that negative sign. So cancel out the 3x. And that gives me 5 to the power of negative 3. Write it as a positive exponent. 5 to the 1 over 5 to the power of 3. 1 over 25. There we go. Now you try the second one and then post your answer in the comments. And also number 12. And then you post your answer in the comments. Right, I'll do the one in the middle. You do the one. You do number 1 and number 3. That's 2 to the power of x plus 5 minus. Now remember you have 2 terms as an exponent, so you put it in brackets. It's going to be x plus 2 in brackets. And then we're going to have 2 to the power of x plus 5. And we multiply out the negative sign, minus x minus 2. You cancel out the x's, because it's x minus x. And then you will have 2 to the power of 3. And what's the answer there? 8. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. There we go.